was a full day event. Like from morning to night, Will planned everything out seamlessly. It was honestly the best engagement and better than I could have ever expected.
I think she was a little relieved because she had told me that on our first date, she told her family that I was the one.
Yeah.
Or that, what'd you say? I met him?
I think I met my husband. Yeah. So I don't even think I put that in our first video. If you haven't seen it, it's like how we met. So you guys should go check that out first. But
it seems a little weird at first, but sometimes when you know, you know.
Yeah,
my great-grandparents were like that. They said they looked at each other and that was it.
Yeah. And here we are. I guess I wasn't crazy.
Nope. When you know, you know.
Could have went the other way, but.
Yeah, I know. They would have been like, oh. She said it again.
Yeah, I know. This is 5th time.
Okay.
This girl just thinks everyone's her husband.
No.
Welcome back to our channel. My name's Imani.
I'm Will.
And we are Coffee Meets Cream. And today we have a fun story for you guys. We're going to talk about our engagement.
Yeah, I thought I did good.
He did a very good job. I mean, just look at this ring. Our engagement took place in November of 2019.
A lot of planning went into it. It took me actually a couple months, but I eventually found all the right spots. And yeah, the hardest part was making sure that her nails were done and that she looked cute, because that's what everyone kept telling us. I'm like, oh. So the real pressure is like, how do I tell her how to get her nails done? So I just pretty much told her, hey babe, we're gonna go to a real nice date, make sure you look cute and your hair is done and make sure your nails are done too.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know, like I wasn't smooth. I had so many other thoughts in my head, like it wasn't smooth at all. I was like, your nails, here, nails
not
done.
stealth at all. I was like, okay. So I like kind of had some weird feeling like what's going on, but still had no idea that that was gonna be our engagement day. So we started off, it was a Sunday, so we started off going to church, which was like...
Gotta start off with the Lord.
Yeah, it was the best start to our engagement day. Like, worship was really good that day. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that was a good church service.
It was just an awesome church service. And then, next we went
It's because I talked to Jesus. Like, he knew that, like, I proposed, and Jesus was like, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I was like, when we first met, we used to say Jesus is my homeboy, and I was like, it's weird, but I mean, if you have an intimate relationship with God, like, he should be like your homeboy. So.
Why not?
Yeah. So we first went to Corona Del Mar, to this fancy brunch place, like super fancy. Like I can't even tell you what was on the menu. I couldn't pronounce half of the menu items. And when we both had our mimosas, we were like, oh shoot, this is real champagne.
Yeah, we took a sip and all, what is this? I'm like, this is amazing. I look at the bottle, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's real. It's not none of that brute or brut, whatever that, I don't even know what it cooked.
I mean, the typical cheap, like, I don't know,
like
champagne.
it was champagne.
Yeah.
It was like a 7-course. It was 7-course brunch, I think it was.
Brunch, guys. 7-course brunch. Like, I didn't even know that existed. Research. Yeah. And what was it called?
It's in the botanical gardens down there.
Yeah, botanical gardens. So pretty. They're like all these separate areas with like beautiful gardens, and
the gardens change up and they do events
waterfalls,
there and
stuff. And it was just gorgeous.
The food was unreal too.
Yeah.
It was like almost like worth the money. I'm like, hey, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, we're walking around the garden. We had brunch and had the mimosas, walking around the garden, and I kind of pulled a couple fakies. You know, like, hey babe, like I picked like a beautiful spot. It was such a gorgeous day. And we came up, I'm like, oh, hey babe. I'm down on one knee, you know, and she looks at me, I'm like, I gotta tie my shoes. And she's like, what the hell? like, what's going on? And back in my mind, I'm like, yeah. And now she's like extra confused.
Yeah, at that point I was like, wait, like, is this gonna be the day, like, he proposes to me? But then he did this like a few times to the point I was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, so she should get over it, and then she would.
Yeah, I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah. Then we found a cute little swing spot. We have a photo of that for you guys. Yeah, so we did that, And then next, Corona Del Mar's on the beach, and I don't know if you're familiar with California, but PCH takes you like all the way down the coast. So we were just gonna like enjoy the day and like spend some time together.
I had to fill in some time because the brunch went a little faster than I thought, and so I'm like, oh, I gotta buy some time, you know. So now I was driving in between. I'm like, oh wait, I remember this lookout spot, like in between spots on PCH. I used to live close to next to there. It was like this top of the world kind of spot.
No, that was after.
No, that was
I have my ring.
That was after.
Yeah.
I get things mixed up between trying to fill in the gaps. Hey, it was a stressful day, okay? You leave me alone. I had to make sure everything was seamless.
And there were a lot of things going on, so whatever, that's fair. So we drove down PCH, and then we stopped in Laguna. I think you were actually a little rushing. Like, it felt a little rushed.
Because I was trying to get there on time. I was trying to compensate, like, okay, we have to park and then walk to where I wanted to propose. Yeah. And I had certain things hidden. So I was, like, really in, like, I was in a very small time frame on when certain things can happen.
Yeah. So we went down to the beach again. I was like, okay, whatever. It was Pirates Cove or whatever?
It's La Tour, a.k.a. Pirate Tower. It's like, it looks really nice. It's like built in the 1800s or something like that. It's this old school watchtower, and like, man, this is a really beautiful spot and very unique. I mean, it almost looks like you're in a different country to an extent, you know?
Yeah, it was really nice. So we went down there, and we were just kind of standing around looking at the water. I mean, there's a lot going on because there was like rocks, like poking out of the water. So like people were like climbing on the rocks. Reef. The waves, reefs. The waves are like crashing. So it was like pretty. We were kind of just like standing around, and then Will just like hugs me for like a long time.
for a while, because I was trying to look for the photographer that I had hired to take photos of us as we're walking down. Hidden photographer and such. And so I'm like holding her real tight. I'm like, where is she? Oh, there she is. And so like, as I'm holding her, I'm like, oh, okay. I pulled out the ring, and I had the ring like behind her, like, oh, here we go, you know, and like make sure you get the shots, you know. Yeah.
Finally like let go of me. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, finally let go of her.
And then he got down on one knee, and he proposed. I don't really remember what he said, to be honest.
Yeah, I was holding her, and I got them, like, oh, well, here I go. And got down on one knee and said, you know, will you marry me? And she just looks at it, puts her hands over her mouth, and she goes, she didn't even say yes. She didn't know what was going on. She just goes, it's so big. You know, and there's a piece of me, I'm all, I guess that's a yes, you know? I'm like, all right. She's like, oh, she put it on. She was just like, oh, was that a yes? And she just started crying and like nodded her head, give me a big hug. I'm like, all right. I got tears. She's happy. I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know, but little did she know I had more.
Yeah. That wasn't even it, guys. That's like a third of our engagement day.
Yeah.
So there, like you said, there's a photographer there, so she caught everything on camera.
And everyone's like, oh, he's gonna propose.
Yeah, and then we had like a mini crowd around us.
Yeah. And as you would.
Yeah, and so like everyone was like super excited for us, and then right after that, for all you guys out there, good tip is that right after he proposed to me, we took our engagement photos. I think
that one out.
They turned out perfect.
Big guns, you know, making sure everything was good.
Yeah, but little did I know, Will had way more up his sleeve than I expected.
So after the hill, I still have more time. I'm like, okay, it's not time yet, and everyone was still texting me and stuff. So I'm like running off to the bathroom, texting a bunch of people, making sure they're there, you know. And so we stopped off at a place called Sunsets to have a drink to watch the sunset.
Yeah.
And that worked out perfectly. Yeah. And everyone there was like super friendly and was just like, nice. They can tell there's a buzz going on. Like, what's going on? Like, oh, we just got engaged today. And she's like, has her hand up, like, ah! Yeah. You know, and some other girls across, ah! You know, like, oh my God, is it? Ah! You know, and
anyways.
They're just,
they're not that dramatic. But yeah,
they were. Yeah, that's what.
I mean, it was like fun. Like people, like some guy bought us drinks and like.
Yeah, everyone was like really. It was just really nice.
It was in nice Dana Point, and like it was the most beautiful sunset.
Yeah, it was
that
nice.
Day. I had a few too many.
She was in the zone. So
I don't even know if my family knows this too. Now you know. But I had a few drinks because again I thought like the day was over, and so I was like, well, I'm just gonna enjoy myself. And so I think a guy bought me like 3 drinks, and I'm a lightweight.
Too much.
The third one, Will, like, I don't remember, but somehow he was like, I don't think you need this.
I saw the signs, so I'm like, yeah, I got you. You know, put it aside, like, okay.
Yeah.
Because she didn't know we still have a long way to go.
Yeah, because I was like, man, I don't want to be rude. Like, this guy bought us a drink for our engagement. Like, you got to finish it. But thank you, because that would have been bad.
Yeah, so after we watched the sunset there, we went to this winery, and she didn't know where we were going. And when we rolled up, we walked in the winery, and we had the whole like left side of the winery completely packed with friends and family. So when she walked in,
I had no idea. Yeah, I walked in, and everyone was standing there like.
Of course, she started crying. Me like,
like.
You're here.
Like ugly crying. Like I might put some of these photos up, but I was like bawling.
But of course, for me, I'm like, yes, I did it, which is kind of weird. Like, I did it.
Yeah.
I made my woman happy. You know, like I felt like a maestro trying to make sure everything was like in place.
And it was perfect. Like it was perfect. Like for everyone to be there, for me to like have that moment, like share that moment with them as well. It was perfect. Honestly, so good.
Yeah.
And then I think like 9 o'clock rolled around. And then like people started heading out. But I felt like I was like, let's keep this party going.
Yeah, like, she like got like a second wind. She's like, let's go. I'm engaged. We gotta go out. And like, of course, my friends are like, yeah, we're going out. You know, I'm like, where are we gonna go? And my buddy Christian, he works as a bartender. So I'm like, let's go to Christian's bar. Yeah. And everyone's like, yeah. You know, and it was very fun. We had a very good night of celebrating.
Oh yeah.
My advice to you guys is that when you get engaged, make sure you knock out the engagement photos right then and there. So you have to make sure she's looking real good, because she'll be really pissed if she's not. And then secondly, try to include the friends and family, because it's really, really important to her.
We're unique in the fact that like we got engaged in a year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, when you know, you know.
When you know, you know. Yeah.
When you know, you know.
Yeah, that's our engagement story.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I couldn't ask for a better engagement, to be honest. It worked exactly how I planned and more. So yeah, mission accomplished on that one.
Yeah.
And yeah, super stoked.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to our story. We post videos every Sunday, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification button so you can see all our future videos. Love you guys. Bye.
Good job, babe. Later.